and low wages in recent weeks. Hospitality workers from at least 4 hotels have mounted protests demanding improved treatment and compensation. Prime Minister Holness expressed his administration's commitment to resolving the issues at hand by acknowledging their concerns.
We must protect the tourism industry and ensure that it continues to grow in a sustainable way. We support the workers of the tourism industry as they seek fair compensation and better work conditions. We will do our part to facilitate negotiations and to ease the cost of living burden on the workers in the tourism industry as we favorably examine the relief of taxes and tips and make a final announcement in the next budget.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing the 81st annual conference of the JLP on Sunday at the National Arena. In a related announcement, he revealed that craft vendors operating in government-owned craft markets will receive waivers for December and January.
To lighten the burden that they are currently facing, the government will waive fees for all craft vendors in government-owned craft markets for the months of December and January, and we will write off any outstanding fees owed by the craft vendors. This is designed to ease the economic burden on the craft vendors and give them a head start in the winter tourist season that is up and coming now. The craft vendors of St. Anne have been hit the hardest because of the damage to the Ocherius cruise ship pier. As such, I have instructed that the waiving of fees for the craft vendors in St. Anne will extend until June of next year when the pier is set to reopen.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness there at the JLP's 81st conference. For reactions this morning, we are joined by President of the Montego Bay's Old Fort Craft Market Association, Marilyn Faulkner, and President of the Ocherius Craft Market Traders Council, Devon Mitchell. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to hear your voices this morning. And of course, we're going right into it. And we want to hear your reactions based on what the Prime Minister announced for the craft vendors. Starting with you, Marilyn.
Yes, good morning again. I am happily receiving it. I'm grateful for it because it just did not happen like that. We did make representation on behalf of our traders and artisan that this was the struggle. We started it through the St. James Parish Municipal Council, and we move on through the MP, one of the MP that we wrote and asked. I personally wrote the MP and I asked, that was Dr. Harris Chung, because a part of my craft market is in his constituency. Even though I don't live in his constituency, I wrote him concerning it, but I did not ask for total write-off. What I did ask is some help between us and parish council, the municipal council, that we could have gotten a payment of what we are owing. We could pay it on a small amount, and then we pay the one that we owe up front. And he assured me that he would have looked into it. I was a little bit surprised because the way I was looking for it, this is the way I'd asked for it. But I did not hear the speech myself. It was sent to me by my traders and my counterpart in Ocherius, Mr. Mitchell, the secretary for the council, sent it to my phone. And it's then that I listened to it. That's why from yesterday, I started talking to my vendors concerning it.
So you're saying that your advocacy yielded results?
Yes, for advocacy yielded results, because it is something that Mr. Mitchell and I spoke about all the time, because it is very embarrassing when you look and see members losing their shop or it's closed and they can't afford to really pay the rent, which the rent is not much, but if we were not stifled and shuttled by the system that is existing within the tourism. And there are some good people that is in the tourism sector that really look out for the smaller people.
Before we get there, Marilyn, I want to bring in Devon really quickly to hear his reaction to the Prime Minister's announcement. Devon?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, man, I share the sentiment of Marlene. I think within myself that what the Prime Minister have done up this time, and I must say this categorically, that this is the second time I've seen where the Prime Minister have reached out, I mean, immensely, I mean, for the craft traders and the craft industry on a whole. I can remember in 2020, I mean, with through the COVID, you know, if the ministry, the organization was there supporting, I mean, the craft industry, where we even get a stipend. I think it was $40,000, where they have written off, I mean, some rent, I mean, for the craft traders. I think they gave them a 1 year stipends where they, you know, wrote off those rents, I mean, for them in 2020. And they came back at this time, as what Martin would have said, through the advocacy of us as a representative, I mean, for the craft industry. We have worked assiduously in order to make, you know, this become a reality. And as what she has said categorically, that, I mean, people, you know, representative from the, you know, the Jamaica Labour Party, they sit down and they listen to us. And, you know, for Northeast Sentence, we have Matthew Samuda, you know, who have, one of the persons who have taken the initiative and, you know, bring it to the, listen to the voices of us and take it to the Prime Minister, and so that we can have this type of good news talking about, I mean, today. This is something that was well needed, because there's some market that has been extremely disadvantageous, I mean, by having that type of monster in front of them, that type of rent way, owing thousands of dollars, as what she have said earlier on.
So based on that, Devon, I want to ask you numbers. I want to understand how many people will benefit.
I cannot speak how many people will be benefit at this particular moment, because we haven't done, I mean, that type of aggressive survey. But I know within myself it's over 200 people so far will benefit immensely. I mean, everyone will be benefiting. Over 1,200 people will be benefit, I mean, from it. But who will be benefit, I mean, immensely, it's over 200 people that was maybe on the verge right now of maybe losing their shop.
Okay.
You have the Arbor Street Craft Market, and I can call names. You have the Arbor Street Craft Market, where people has been calling me daily in order to try to see if we can orchestrate meeting, I mean, with Paris Council and so on, to see if we can help them, I mean, to save their shop down there. And I can tell you that market right now, they are rejoicing. They are rejoicing. So I think, you know, it's just coming at the right time.
Devon Mitchell, let's take the break and come right back with yourself and Marlon Faulkner. This is the front page of Nationwide 90 FM this morning. Fees for December and January will be waived, and then there'll be more write-offs for craft traders who've been having a tough time. We have with us the president of the Mobe Old Fort Craft Market Association, the lady Marlon Faulkner, and the gentleman Devon Mitchell is at the helm of the Ocherious Craft Traders Council. So, Marlon, I want you to give me an idea of just how much money does it cost per month to rent a craft space in the market?
Yeah. At Hub Street is $6,000, and they would have a 254 shop. At 6,000. And my craft market is a smaller. We have 156 shops, which our rent is $4,500 per month. And I know you probably say it's not a lot of money.
No, I'm not saying that, because I don't know how your business goes, so I could never say that.
I understand.
Yeah.
I know why I put it out there, that, you know, some people might listen and they say, oh, then that's a lot.
You are correct.
But not specifically you will say it. People will look at it and say, oh, 6,000 is not a lot of money, and people who owe so much rent. But what has been happening to us from in the early 90s, when the craft markets were turned on. One time the craft market was a place to go. But under, I think it was, what was her name? Erica De Silva. when she was working at TPDCO or Tourist Board at the time. Don't quote me on it. If it's TPDCO or Tourist Board, I'm not sure. But when they do a study, they used to come through every year and they give you a passing grade. The facilities were run down in a fact, but instead of helping to fix the facilities, it was told to me that under her recommendation is that the craft markets are not a viable place, a place of interest or an attraction. So we lost our status on the Jamaica Tourist Board website to be advertised as a place of interest or an attraction.
Yeah.
So we are desperately fighting to get back there.
Stick up in, Marlon. Let me help to make the point more clear for you, or clearer for you. So you're saying that on the Tourist Board website, where a person could go on the Tourist Board website who's interested to come to Jamaica and look at what's available and see your craft colleagues advertise their wares and to say, well, this is somewhere you can go, and then as part of their trip, plan or request to be taken there. With the removal, them people that don't see you anymore, so they could never ask to come to somewhere that they don't know exists.
Exactly. That's the point. So we're trying now to be a place of interest for all four.
Yeah.
We're desperate trying to be a place of interest.
Hold on, Marilyn. Hold on. Give me an idea, though. For some of your colleagues who are in debt, who owe the rent month over month, what are the biggest debts you're looking at? Who do you know who has some big back money for the government?
Well, some of my people, some of them owe over 200,000. I think the last time I checked, we who owe the Federal Municipal Council, including everybody, I think it was between 9 or 10 million. 9 or 10 million
in debt.
Yes.
So based on your understanding from the Prime Minister's announcement, it looks as if some of those people who owe the 200,000 or the 100,000, they'll get those debts written off and they can come back and start fresh. Is that your understanding?
That's what I'm understanding, and that's what I'm hoping that will happen.
All right. Let me ask Devon. Devon, in terms of the Ocherius space, how much to rent the shop and how much in debt in total do your members owe to the municipal corporation in St. Anne?
I cannot give a specific figure overall, but one thing I know within myself that the amount that owed out there, it is something that is substantiated enough, for everyone, to get up and feel happy this morning. Because if that didn't happen, I can tell you that because what happened, the other entity, they have a responsibility. And the responsibility is to make sure that they collect their rent. And if this didn't happen, there's a lot of people will be losing their shop.
How much you rent? How much you rent the market space in Ocherius? How much you rent the space in Ocherius, in the Ocherius spaces?
I think it would be somewhat unethical for me to really give that type of figure.
Well, no man. Hold on, Devon. No man. Devon, hold on. Devon, hold on, Devon, man.
Yeah.
We're not quarreling. So if there's something that you don't feel comfortable publishing, that's fine. But I'm saying, let me explain why I'm asking. Marlon just gave me some figures because I want my listeners to understand the announcement from the Prime Minister. How much is it, and how much is it that people are not paying, to put into context the offer of assistance from the government or the announcement of assistance. So Marlon gave me, she says 6,000 in some spaces, 4,000 in some other spaces. So that's the reason I'm asking you on that basis.
Well, it's all of the craft market. Them maybe they in different jurisdictions. Maybe they have their different amount that they pay.
So you would say approximately about 6,000 up Ocherius side?
Yes, approximately.
Okay.
Yeah, but not specific, but it's approximately.
Yeah. And do you know the overall debt to the St. Anne Municipal Corporation?
No, I don't know the overall debt so far. But I know, as I said before,
yes,
whatsoever hold, I know it's millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
What's the most from one of the vendors that you know about, Devon?
Pardon me?
What's the most amount you know owed by a singular vendor?
All right. What happened at this particular moment, I can maybe talk in one of the market, and I refuse to call the name of the market.
That's fine.
But I know that individual owe over $200,000 and something.
Okay.
so far.
And just to clarify, Devon, is monthly rent or weekly rent?
Month.
Monthly. And is that and is the rent the only fee that the municipal corporation charges? Is the rent the only fee that the vendors pay?
Not the municipal corporation, because some markets are UDC owned.
Right. Yes.
Some of them are parish council, and we have market that is even stronger.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's just in different jurisdictions they have different setup.
Understood. Marilyn, you say in your letter to Dr. Chang you had asked for some things. Would you say you've gotten more than you asked for? You've gotten a better deal than you asked for, or there are some things still to be done? Tell me.
Most definitely.
Most definitely what?
We have most definitely that we got more than we really asked for. Because we didn't ask for. When I had written the first letter to the St. James Municipal Council, I had asked for a write-off of COVID rent. We did not get that. We got, they said to pay a certain amount, that they would write off a certain amount. People could not meet that deadline.
So you were getting you got a payment plan that you couldn't meet. You couldn't stick with.
No.
Marilyn?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I was asking. So you're saying that you got a payment plan that people couldn't work with. Right.
We couldn't manage it.
Yeah.
Because at the time we couldn't manage. It would be fair to them, but we could not manage. But people could not meet the deadline because of the amount of money and food at the time.
Yeah. So Devon, from your perspective at Ocherius, what more could you ask for from the Prime Minister and the administration if you could?
What I really want to see, I want to see a more aggressive approach taken by the governmental body of this country, not only to maybe take the initiative to give us, a stipends whenever time, or to even write off rent and so on. This is something that we have been extremely, extremely grateful for, right? But what we really want to see, that the visitors that come to the island of Jamaica, they can start to come to the craft market, so that the people in the craft market can be benefited, from the visitors, from the operation, from the tourism industry. I think within myself, when that starts to happen and people start to make money, they will find themselves into a better position where they can start to pay their rent.
Yeah.
And they will depart, from this type of predicament that they have been facing at all times.
Marilyn, this is one of the things. Thank you for that, Devon. One of the things that has confounded me, Marilyn, it confused me rather, is that being so far away from the action. Of course, the craft market on the Kingston waterfront is not far from here, but for people like yourself and Devon, I can't understand what is it that has caused the visitors to not be coming straight to you off the plane or off the tour bus. What is that? What is causing that, Marilyn? Tell me.
I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm also going to make a suggestion.
Yes.
To the government that be it and those that are in tourism. Because I have a good relationship with TPD, with Tourist Board. I have a great respect for them. Understand? But I say to you, Old Fort is on the Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, just a turn from Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. Old Fort is also a historical that was built in the 1750. It's called Fort Frederick, Fort George. No, it's Fort Montego. It is right there in the midst of the tourism. We are 5 minutes away from the ship pier and another 5 to 7 minutes away from the airport, and we are close to all the hotels that are in Montego Bay on the strip going. But yet still, we do not survive. There was a time that we were doing well at the craft market, and people are still hoping that it would come back to that time. And I said to you that, as I said to you, that what happened to us is the writing down that the craft market is not fit.
Yeah.
But
Marilyn, actually, let me throw this in, because I could never have you here and I say this to you straight up. The people say that harassment killed the tourists there within the spaces, which is why the government funneled them away, or the authorities rather.
If you had allowed me,
yes,
to to get there.
May I allow you know, Marlon. Go ahead. May I allow you know, Marlon. Go ahead.
So it is a two-sprung problem, right? The craft markets is not as harassing as people are saying. Our culture is different. However, my taking over the reins at Old Fort cultured my people to understand that your culture, it's good to share your culture, but it's not all case you can enforce your culture on other people. They would have to appreciate it. So if I go to the food market in Montego Bay, I am expecting them to say, come over here and buy yam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A foreigner coming here is not used to that.
Excellent point.
So I have that toned down in my craft market, and I'm speaking to Devon Mitchell bear me when I speak to the entire national body. These are issues that we are dealing with. But we need help to help us.
You need training. You need to train. You're saying you need to train your members how to talk to the people and approach them.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
TPD under my Tahara grant is a new craft person, and Miss Lewis in Kingston.
Yes.
We recommend those trainings. For my craft market, I recommend customer service. I recommend how you deal with each other, conflict resolution.
How you dress.
Yes. How train workers resolve conflict between themselves. Because sometimes the problem that happens at the craft market is not about the tourists, but people speak very loudly to each other, but the tourists think it's a fight. At my craft market, I have no problem with certain things.
Yeah.
I'm not having certain problems now because we start the training, we start to talk. And I have a annual thing that I talk to my vendors regularly. If I have a problem, you'll be sent home. You understand? And I don't have to call the municipal council to send you home.
Yes.
I'll send you home.
Yes.
You understand? And I'm not doing it because I'm spiteful to you or I hate you.
Yes.
But I'm doing it for the better good of the business.
Yes.
And that all of us can survive.
And in that space, Marlon, nobody know that they try hustle weed and grab her to the tourists and all them something
Not
there.
in my space.
Those
Not
are
in my
days of
space.
the past.
Not in my, those are past days. And for all this space I can speak for because I really have a hands on the ground speaking to my other counterparts that these things are, and my craft market, I tell them we're the legal. When they come and ask for weed, I tell them we're the legal, where you can go get it legal and hit free.
Yeah.
I send them there because that's the legal place for them to get it. You
Yeah.
understand? Drivers are not encouraging that anymore either.
Yeah.
That they come to the craft market.
Last thing to ask before we go, because the time is up. Devon, how the Christmas looking?
Looking beautiful, very, very beautiful. With this, what the government have done, for craft traders, I can tell you that. I can see where the sun is shining right now.
Yeah, Marlon.
And we just need to just continue, with the good work.
Yeah.
And support our government so that we can all, come out victorious at the end of the day.
Marlon, how it looking from your side?
Well, I am hoping. It's not bad.
Yes.
But I'm still hoping. You're keeping your fingers
Yes, ma'am.
crossed because the world has changed now, and it's a pack. So people are coming. You see people. People come sometime, but they don't have the money to shop, especially the European. The American trickle down now. So I am very hopeful. But you know what? There are some things that I really would want to say this morning, but your time doesn't...
No, man, talk, Marlon. I'm going to give you the time. Talk. Hold on. You know what? Let me take the break and come right back. I want you to talk this morning. Let's take the break and come back.
And you were about to start talking. George says he's giving you the time to tell us what's on your mind. So I am going to start with you. Go ahead, Marlon.
I would say this. I'm going to say a couple of things there. Where government is concerned, we do appreciate it, but we are expecting a little more from the government. We are expecting to play a role, too, because we don't want a free ride. You understand? I believe in teaching a man to fish instead of giving a man a fish. Okay? So in my perspective, I think that the government, we have 1,700 craft traders, licensed craft traders. We might have more, but we have 1,700 licensed craft traders. When this saga is finished, if they could assist us with some business through the Minister of Tourism or whichever way they can. And they can say to us that we are willing, well, my market is willing and we are willing. I said that if we can pay to the government to help us $50,000 a year, we wouldn't pay it one time because no craft vendor, if the business will pick up, we can't find that. But we can pay a small amount, which can do advertisements for us. And that would bring us to about 85 million if 1,700 of us is paying it into the system. Because they have a saying to say we don't pay, we don't contribute. So because we don't contribute, we can't get anything. If we can give to the government $85 million, 1,700 of us, $50,000 a year, and that money would not do anything else but use to help us with advertisement and just help us to do the necessary work we need to do to get ourselves there in the market, in a niche market, to survival.
So for clarity for our listeners, what you're proposing is a business model of sorts, because you said the complaints have been, you know, that you guys aren't contributing enough. So you're saying that contribution, though it will be done in parts, it will be substantial, and noting that the craft market has multiple hundreds of vendors, it would definitely put a dent as it relates to that ad share and get you the business that you need to pick up for the vendors there.
Exactly. Not only my craft market, but the entire craft sector. All the craft market, because we're made up of 1,700 of us, which is registered.
No, but that's a good proposal, do you know, Marilyn? That's a really good proposal.
You should write to Dr. Chang again in the Marilyn.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Or maybe you'll bingo again, yeah?
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying that this money at $85 million can help us. Smaller, some people might look at it. It can help us. It can help us with electronic advertisement. It can help us with website. It can help us with the necessary thing. And TPD is helping us with some things, training. So I'm not saying that the government is not helping, but the craft traders, we are proud people. We want to help ourselves. We want to have that pride and dignity that we are not only depending on the government like a leech, but we can stand on our 2 feet and we can leave a legacy for our generation after us coming, that they can do better than what we are doing.
Amen to that.
Also,
yeah, man. Last one, Marilyn, the time I read run out now.
Yes, I know. All Fort does do advertisement. We're starting tomorrow a new tour with J. Cole. And Miss Julia Silva, I don't know, can't get her name, but she's working with us, you know, to help us. And if we have the larger tour companies piling on up to their tours, we're grateful. I'm grateful to Choco. I'm grateful for Island Roots. Those people assist us with a little bit, but I'm grateful for the little bit that I'm getting. And I'm asking out there, come to Old Fort, support the craft vendors, support. You want to bring crime down, support us. We're not crime makers, but at least our children will get the education they need to help us to go through. Our community will get the benefit from us. GCF is assisting us now at Old Fort to remodel and do whatever we need to be done there. And the trickle down will go into the community. You cannot change the base from the top. You have to change it from the bottom. The foundation have to be there. So that's where we need to get back to the little people, to help the little people do them stuff.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you this morning, Marilyn, for making that appeal and for articulating the way you did. And Devon, I want to thank you for